All right, and we are live. State of the Republic Town Hall live show here. Sac Republic versus Oakland Roots edition. Really excited to be back on a Town Hall, and not only that, but because we're so close to that September 7th date that I'm sure is on everyone's calendar, and we're all doing the countdown there as well. But as usual, before we get started with today's show, we're gonna go ahead and play our intro video, and then we'll let everyone actually also view our game day experience in the semifinal of the Cup in case you missed it earlier this week. So we'll see you guys here in about 7 minutes or so. All right, and we're back. Just amazing moment, and I'm sure all of those of us who were at the stadium. It's a moment that we're never gonna forget, and hopefully we can say in the future that we get to relive something like that. And it's less than 2 weeks away, so hopefully we can have that moment happen again. But either way, I mean, this moment happened at home. There's no better feeling than being able to celebrate with a packed stadium, all cheering, for Sacramento. So yeah, that was quite a day. But let's go ahead and introduce our co-hosts tonight here on the show. First, let's go over to you, William. Welcome to the show, man. How's it going?
Hey there, folks. Thank you so much, Luis, for joining us right here. Because after I seen almost a month ago, trying to showcase of this beautiful semi cup finals clip, it looks so incredibly good. And I recall the moment because of the penalty kick shootout challenge. It's a pretty suspenseful game, and I felt this is getting a lot more tremendous effort for Sacramento. And I'm sure after they won the game, they are so amazingly good. So hopefully be battling. Hopefully they will be battling out against Orlando after Labor Day weekend. So hopefully they will do the best they will can.
Yeah, hopefully that's all we can ask for. But I mean, we're living the dream, being the final. I think none of us really thought it was actually going to happen, but hey, we have an amazing team this season that managed to make it all the way through to the final. And like I always say, no matter what happens September 7th, I mean, we were going to leave that stadium, still happy about just the fact that they made it to the final. So we're hoping to celebrate. That's what we all want, right? But in the event that, we don't get the victory, we're still really proud of all the things that the team did to get this far too. Next, let's go over to Arizona, to you, Jared. How's it going, man?
It's doing excellent. I was just trying to take a quick look here because on my end it still looks like though we haven't gone live quite yet, but looks like social media does have it as live, so we're good. No, just kind of balmy evening here in Arizona. It's supposed to get a little warmer, but that's not going to matter much because in just a little over a week, we're going to be in Orlando, hopefully hoisting that Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, man. I hope that ends up happening because I don't know if we're gonna sleep Wednesday night if it ends up happening. I think it's just gonna be like, hey, we don't want to sleep. We want to be out there. Looks like we got Harry Austin from San Antonio tuning in. Hey, Harry, welcome. What's up, Sac Republic Nation?
Harry.
Even Harry.
Thanks for tuning in, man. And also thanks to everyone else who is tuning in. And we have a couple of people on right now. Feel free to leave your comments as well, and we'll read them as we go on here with the show. But first things first, I mean, I know you mentioned in the comments as well, William, but yeah, less than 2 weeks until the Cup final, September 7th. And not only just that, right, but we just recently found out that the Open Cup is actually officially sold out, which I thought it was going to get sold out within a day or two of tickets being sold, or even within the same day. So, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that it took a while for it to officially get sold out.
If we had the hosting priority like we should have, that match would have sold out in a week tops. I mean, that's even stretching it. Otherwise, more than likely, it would have sold out within the first couple days.
Yeah, which I mean, it is a stadium for 25,000 people, but man, it's a final. Well, I couldn't see how Orlando fans would be like, we don't want to go watch a Cup game. It's like, hey, it's a final, right? I know they didn't fill up the stadium against Red Bulls for the semifinals, but again, it's a final.
Well, and technically, it's Orlando's first play at a tournament trophy. I mean, in their club history, in their MLS history, I should say, because they actually did win the USL Cup in, I wanted to say 2013, I believe. But as far as since joining MLS, this is their first chance at a trophy, whether it be Open Cup, MLS Cup, really any tournament of that nature, aside from USL Championship. So I'm almost perplexed as well as why it took so long to get it sold out as well. I mean, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, who knows what happened there too? I mean, certainly the resale market is starting to go up, right? And you have all that going on too. But I gotta say, if anyone watching either is looking for a ticket or is looking for a ticket for a friend, maybe you have a friend that's been asking, like, "Hey, can you get me a ticket?" Let us know, because I do know someone who is actually selling their ticket, and even if we don't know anyone else aside from them, we keep getting messaged from people like, "Hey, I got tickets. I'm not gonna go after all. Like, can you let me know if someone's interested?" So if you are interested in a ticket, just send us a message. We'll let you know. More than likely, as we get closer to the game, there will probably be more tickets that will go on for sale, and so we want to help out with that. Or if you're someone who's trying to sell their ticket, let us know, and we'll try to make the connection happen. So we make sure that no ticket goes unused, especially if it's a Sac Republic ticket. I mean, if it's an Orlando ticket, go ahead, miss the game. But we want to make sure we have as much support out there as possible.
And then also for those that are looking to get around to Orlando, especially myself, I don't drive. And if anyone else there is not able to drive, not willing to drive, anything like that, let me know, because there are bus routes that go from Orlando International into the major outlying Orlando / Orange County area. There's buses, there's intercity trains or regional rail, as well as the hotels. Basically, it's going to be in downtown Orlando as far as where the stadium is at. There's several hotels in the area. As far as if there's inventory left, definitely check out some of the websites like Hotwire, Hotels.com, Orbitz, Travelocity, or even the hotel chains' direct websites. I would suggest going on Google Maps and typing in hotels in downtown Orlando for a start. So, but if there's any questions as far as that goes, let me know. I may have the answer.
Yeah, thanks for offering that too. Of course, Jared is our expert here at public transport too, so I'm glad that you can help offer that for people, especially for those who aren't going to be renting a car. I mean, it is already expensive to kind of just make your way out there, and so yeah, let us know and we'll help you find something as well too. But yeah, sold out. We're really excited to go watch the game. And if you are actually not traveling to the game and haven't heard yet, or if you have and you haven't signed up yet, check it out. Sac Republic is going to have a watch party. William, I believe, is going to be there, right? If I'm not mistaken. So check it out. It's going to be in downtown Sac at Cesar Chavez Plaza. So make sure you RSVP, because you do need to actually RSVP for that. It's not just going to be open for everyone, but it is free. So just go ahead, get that submitted soon. I don't know if they have a capacity restriction, but I assume they probably do. So you might want to RSVP soon, whether you're on the fence of going or not, because if that gets filled up, you won't be able to be there. And from what I hear, they're going to have a lot of interesting things going on. They're going to have some food as well. And I believe some snacks provided by a team sponsor as well. And I think those might be free, but don't quote me on that. But I think I read somewhere that they're going to have that, and maybe some beverages as well. So check it out. I mean, it should be a blast. If we weren't going to the game, we would probably be right there with everyone as well. But William, I'm sure, I mean, you could share with us what it's like over there too. And so we get an idea of how things are going. Maybe you could join our Instagram live when we're at the stadium too, because we'll be doing an Instagram live. So you can invite you to join our stream.
Okay, now we'll work out.
And you added William also TV Open Cup watch party too at Device Brewing Company. Okay, cool. Thanks for. Nice. Yeah, cool. So there's another option if you want to go hang out with TBB. They're also gonna have their watch party there at Device Brewing Company. So yeah, that's awesome.
That's one place I still have yet to go to. I mean, I did recently go to Addie's Brewing over on 19th and I, and that's definitely an awesome place. But I still have to hit up Device Brewing. I mean, I hear some pretty good things over there, so that's going to be on the next Sacramento list.
Yeah, because I know Sacramento has tons of breweries around the corner. Most of them are very localized, so I'm sure you will come back to Sacramento because they got everything.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys know where that's at? Is that in downtown or is that somewhere else?
Device Brewing, I think there are two locations, but one of them I think is right here at this well-known ice block area.
Yeah. I was thinking that they had one around the ice blocks.
True.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, cool. Well, yeah, you guys want to check that out? Should be great. So, hey, no matter where you're at, you'll probably have that, and I'm sure there's probably other watch parties that'll be around other areas in Sacramento. And hey, if you want to form one, then hey, go ahead and form one too. If you're not exactly from Sacramento, maybe you're from another city, then invite some fans. Do that too, and yeah, I mean, let's all have a watch party. I was gonna say worldwide, but we're not worldwide too. But hey, but heck, if there's any fans outside of the country, then yeah, it might be worldwide. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
It starts from somewhere, and then anyone that can get access to ESPN Plus or are able to log in, respectively, wink, wink. then by all means, definitely watch because once again the U.S. Open Cup rights. As far as television goes, do go to ESPN Plus. So if you're able to log in, if you have an account, definitely join us any way that you can, whether you're in Sacramento, Orlando, or anywhere in between.
Yeah, because it's going to be a good one. And not only that too, but I think that now that I mentioned worldwide, it could technically be worldwide because if we look at it, I mean, I'm sure y'all can ask any friends that you have that are fans of other MLS teams that aren't Orlando. I think it's everyone against Orlando. I mean, everyone, of course, except Orlando against Orlando. I think everyone wants the underdog, which is us, to win it. I don't think anyone would say, I want Orlando to win it if you're not an Orlando fan. But that's just me. And that's just how I would be, regardless of who was playing against the MLS team. I don't know about you guys, right? But I think SAC is going to have more support than we'll see right there at the stadium if we just look at the overall supporters watching it on TV.
The one thing I would love to see, and this is just something that I've witnessed or at least saw a word about through the fan-based USL Discord, is if we're going to get some fellow lower division team supporters to join in with us. Because I've seen that someone with another club, I think in either League One or League Two, is trying to get a group of supporters of other lower division teams to join in with us, given the fact that, yes, we're the underdog, but yet a lower division team has managed to slay not one, not two, not three, but hopefully 4 MLS clubs in a row. Something to fight against the top division. So I would love to see that happen. If it does, we definitely got to get photos of it. And definitely thank them for the support if they do show up.
Wow. Yeah, that would be something else. Yeah, like all the other supporters unite and come support for us. Yeah, that'd be cool. And hey, there's a couple of teams that aren't that far, right? Tampa Bay Rowdies are right there. Miami FC, right? You got 2 USL teams there. So, they could make the trip out there. And I know Tampa Bay Rowdies, they have a lot of fans, right? I mean, that's a historic team.
Yeah, Ralph's mob definitely rolls deep.
Yeah, so hey, we welcome any support in the stadium as well too, because it's gonna be a loud game. 25,500 people at a stadium. Yeah, we're gonna be in for quite an atmosphere right there as well. And speaking of atmosphere, and someone who's actually going to be experiencing probably the world's best atmosphere, and that once played at Harkell Park, our former goalkeeper, Josh Cohen. we definitely want to congratulate him for making it actually to the UEFA Champions League, and he's going to be in quite an interesting group. But I mean, the one that definitely stands out is he'll be playing against the PSG with Messi and Neymar, among others too. So just goes to show that you could be playing in USL Championship one day, and then the next day you could be playing in the world stage in the Champions League against some of the top players in the world. So congratulations to him.
He's doing us proud.
Yes, Josh Cohen, you are totally amazing. You were beginning from the bottom, and now you're all the way up to the top. And of course, I know his birth date has been passed since a few days ago, and he has the birthday gift wish that he has deserved his dad. And I'm so proud of Josh, and we are so proud. The Sacramento Republican community are so proud. Everyone is so proud for Josh Cohen. So, way to go, Josh. Congrats.
Yeah. I mean, it was really awesome being able to see him play that too. I mean, I know he's played the Europa League already with Maccabi, but Champions League is a whole nother story too, right? And just being able to be a part of this tournament is going to be great for him too, and the experience that he's going to gain here and whatnot. I mean, let's not be surprised if he has a good Champions League where we see a lot of really amazing saves. He might be called to the national team. I mean, all the spotlight is on him now, and he's actually a starter on his team. And as we know, the other USA goalkeepers, they have a hard time starting, right? And even some of the key national team goalkeepers that won't be in the World Cup, they haven't had a good time, right? So especially Josh Turner, who just went to Arsenal, I believe, too, and it's going to be really hard for him to get minutes too, right? But if we look at Champions League, I mean, there is no other goalkeeper from the US that is in the Champions League right now. That Manchester City's goalkeeper is not with them anymore. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot too. But aside from PSG, he's also gonna have Juventus and Benfica in that group. So it's gonna be a tough group. But as we all know, if you are one of the top third place teams, you get to play in Europa League. So I'm sure if they don't make it in that top two, they'll be trying their best to get that best third spot and at least go to Europa. But yeah, I mean it's a huge achievement, especially for the team. I think they hadn't been in Champions League in a while, so really glad that he helped them get to there. So we got Harry leaving a comment. He said, Ralph's mob hates Orlando with a passion. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Tampa Bay and Orlando aren't really too far apart from each other, so it's completely understandable. I'm sure if Orlando still had the team in USL Championship, I mean, we definitely see proof of that. But things progress the way that they have. So either way, at least we have some potential in-state support. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be good. And from what I'm seeing here, it looks like it's just about an hour and a half. I mean, it's probably the same distance from Sac to Oakland. About the same distance.
Yeah, kind of sounds like probably sounds like a real quick drive from maybe Mesa down to Tucson, perhaps if you're doing a $1.20.
Yeah, so they might be the ones making the trip out there. Hey, well, welcome for support. At least we'll know we'll have their support. USL, I don't know, right? Even though they're also in Tampa Bay, but at least we'll have some support from Tampa Bay.
Let's hope.
And not only that too. I mean, I know they just hate him because they're the local rivals, but they also got eliminated in the cup this year by Orlando 2-1. Tampa Bay was winning 1-0 at Orlando, I have to say too. And then Orlando turned it around. So they're pissed off at the fact that they were winning.
Yeah.
And so and in the same cup, in the same one, so in the same edition. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So everyone going, be on the lookout. We're probably gonna see some green jerseys out there from Tampa Bay.
And if any of Ralph's mob that's looking to go to the match, let me know. I might have an extra ticket outside of the away supporter section, so at least that way you won't catch any crap for wearing Republic FC colors.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that'd be something else. Cool. So that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at how the standings are looking like in the USL as usual. Here, we like to take a look at how we compare, especially to Oakland, and how that will be happening. So give me 1 second here. I'll get it shared. Let's see. Here, one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So, okay. So looking at the Western Conference, let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. We are sitting in 5th place, 25 games played. Still about a game or two down from most of the rivals that we have here on the table. Above us, New Mexico, 42 points, one more game than we do. So we win, and we can reclaim that 4th spot, which will be really important, right? Because if we want to host, we need to have that 4th spot at least to be able to host the first round of playoffs at the very least. And not only that too, right? But you want to get as much points should you make it to the USL final. It's whoever got more points among both conferences. So you want to make sure that you just keep going up, not just in your conference, but also to get more points than at least most of the other rivals in the Eastern Conference here. But aside from that, we got Las Vegas below us, 37 points, just 3 points behind us, but they do got one more game. Hence why we need to get 3 more points, so that way they aren't just 3 points from us. You got El Paso with 2 more games than we do, 34 points or 6 points behind us. So again, you get 2 more games and you win those 2 games and you're now both at 27. Well, we would be at 46 points, which that point is like 12 points away from El Paso, which seems like really far considering that, there's not that many games left. And so this is why I say, and I'll still say it for this game, you get 3 more points and we can be a little relaxed, at least until after the cup, right? Or even after Ludon, the game after the cup, we could still be a little relaxed and feeling like, all right, we're in a good spot. I think we'll get playoffs. It's looking like it would be good at 43 points, but at least we can have at least a cushion at the very least, right, of points. But what do you guys think? How's the table looking like for you guys?
Well, at beginning first for me, and I know the last time when Sacramento lost to Vegas Light, because I know, Jared, you were there at this point. Well, I'm surprised. I think Sacramento is still hanging around across top 5 with the freshman. So hopefully, if they are going to win against Oakland by tomorrow night, I'm sure, yes, it is going to be a very tough match to go on compared to the last time when they met.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been saying this for the past several weeks, but I love where we're at right now because remembering last year, we weren't exactly this high up in the standings. I mean, we had more draws than anything. So I think we're still good for a top 4 finish, maybe even potentially a top 3 finish if things work out. San Antonio and San Diego, they've gotten 1 and 2 on lock at this point. There's a possibility 2 might be a little unstable given the fact that I believe it was San Diego had lost this past weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, exactly right. Because they've been lost to Oakland Roots since Wednesday night.
That's it. They lost it to Oakland. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to keep our eye on Oakland. I mean, not just for the I-80 rivalry, but on points, because really they're technically only 1 point out of the playoff race at this point. I mean, El Paso has 34 points. Los Dos and Roots both tied at 33 points. So it's definitely going to be a race for all spots of the playoffs this season. I mean, this is definitely a good thing for the league, rather than just stumbling and bumbling and trying to figure out who's going where when we have the divisions. Now we just have straight up conferences and top 7 make it. So this is definitely good. We definitely need to win, of course, but more points we get, the more comfortable we'll be able to be, since we would be hosting a home playoff match. But there's still a few games left. I mean, let's get on the board here.
Yeah, that 6th and 7th spot. I mean, I feel like it's gonna go right to the last week. It's gonna go right to last week, and it's gonna be literally just a 0 to 3 point differential between making it to the playoffs or not. And it's interesting to see that, right? Well, we're not in that zone, right? But again, you got to win, because if you don't win, you could soon find yourself in that zone, and we don't want to be in that situation, of course, where we're waiting till the last week. But at the very least, right now, I feel pretty confident in saying that in the last week, in the event that we are not in playoffs, we will have a chance of getting into playoffs in the last week, in the last game. Unlike, like you mentioned, Jared, unlike last season where we were done in the last game against San Diego, which ironically, again, it's against San Diego at home again. Yeah, I mean, you play your cards well, and if you get the points necessary, you might find yourself actually playing against San Diego at home, trying to get that, second place spot. Like you mentioned, Jared, it might be far-fetched to think about it right now, but in the form that San Diego was, right, with losing against Oakland, and if they keep on losing after that and we manage to get some points, we won't be that far away from them, right? Because they have 2 more games than we do right now. In the event that we win our 2 next games to tie up in games played with them, we would be at 46 points, just 6 points away from San Diego. So in the direct matchup, you beat them, you're 3 points away. And if they happen to lose a game and you win a game, guess what? You're now tied. And then we would have to look at the game differential. How much goals do you need to score against them in that last game to, manage to win the overall result, right? But I'd be cool looking at that, right? If we're like, hey, we need 2 goals, so that way we could actually take over the second spot. How great would that be? And how great of a match would that last game against San Diego be? I mean, it would basically be like a playoff game at that point, right? Because we would want to get those 2 goals and actually be able to take over the second spot, which luckily is not the cursed spot, right, Jared? It's first place only. So
exactly. Yeah, because right now San Antonio's got that spot at the moment. So I mean, some of us that have watched the league for a few years know that just because you have the number 1 seed is not an automatic bid to move to the finals. I mean, we've seen this with Real Monarchs. We actually stopped them, and they were in the number 1 seed a few years back. So,
was that the year that they won the championship, or?
No, it wasn't 2014.
Okay.
I want to say maybe 2016 or 2017. One of those 2 seasons. I'll have to pull and see which exact season it was.
Oh, okay. Oh no, I meant when Real Monarchs won the championship.
Oh, now when Real Monarchs won it, that was 2019.
Oh, okay, that was okay. Well, yeah. So that's what it is there, and yeah, it's gonna be an interesting close to season 2. But yeah, I mean, like I said, you win, you go up New Mexico, and you are just 2 points away from Colorado. So that third spot it's not that far there. On the flip side, if you don't win, if you get another loss, you're gonna let Oakland get close, right? And we don't want to run into the same situation where Las Vegas beat us. They're just 3 points away from us. Granted, we need to play 1 more game to catch up on games, but now you got them right there close, right? So That's what you don't want. This is why I keep mentioning Las Vegas and Oakland, two important games. You want to make sure that you get the points tomorrow. Being that we didn't get any points last week too, and yeah, because if Oakland wins, they get to 36 points with 27 matches played. We would have 26 matches played, 40 points. Yeah, just 4 points behind you, even though we would have one more game left to catch up to them. You don't want to be in that situation because then you lose that, and now it really is just 4 points. And we don't want to have a dramatic close to the season. But of course, we wish the best of luck for Oakland in future games, right? I mean, after they play against us and we take our 3 points, if they want to keep winning, right? I mean, I wouldn't mind. That would be actually pretty great to have 3 California teams, or heck, even 4 California teams if Los Dos makes it as well in the playoffs, right? Essentially, it'd be like more than half of the Western playoff contenders would be in California. So
yeah, and of course, for that to happen, we'd have to see Las Vegas and El Paso take major dumps for the rest of the season for that to happen. But it could happen. We don't know.
Yeah, and I guess we can't discount the bottom teams too. I mean, right? Phoenix, they only have 24 games played, and it gets pretty interesting, right? I mean, they get 3 points, and they could sneak their way back into playoff zone once they catch up to Oakland and Los Dos, right? And even surpass El Paso once they get to their game range. So, but this is why I say it's going to be an interesting one down there, but we don't want to be a part of this crazy end of season battle for the last 2 tickets for playoffs. We want to make sure that we already got our ticket, and we just, we're just spectators looking at, the teams battle for 7th and 6th place, because you got them and Monterey as well, right? I mean, they're in the same situation right there. So heck, even Orange County too, right? They won, they're just 3 points. I mean, or RGB too, everyone. I mean, this is quite a different season than last season, right? We don't have a Las Vegas Lights from last season.
I wish we had the lights from last season, but oh well. I mean, the game's done. It's in the past. Let's just blow right through it, because now we've got the Roots coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, on the third time, right here in Sacramento.
Which isn't a bad thing, right? I mean, even though we don't have a Las Vegas Lights, this just says that this season, it's been one of those seasons where you don't have a crappy team. You got teams that could beat anyone, right? And I know we've seen a bunch of crazy results, right? Last place beating first place, or all that going on too. But hey, that just speaks volumes of the USL as a league, and having competitive teams that aren't like dead last, unlike MLS, where there are teams like that are in dead last, no playoff opportunities at this point, and that says a lot. So, and there's no pro rel, right? Now imagine if there was pro rel, this would be even more competitive. So that's what we got there too. Granted, a whole different situation in the East, right? Though in the East, it's like you got Rebels 2, Atlanta United 2 there, but this is why the 2 teams are going to be gone. So, hey, again, goes to show MLS is down there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Eastern Conference will be losing 2 teams, but gaining 1 with Queensboro FC to start next year.
Yeah, actually, Loudoun would also be lost too, because that's DC United's team.
Okay. Oh, that's true. So 3 next year just from the Eastern Conference.
Oh, they'll have to replace. I mean, I know you mentioned Queensboro's 1. I guess they're gonna have 2 more, right? I'm trying to think. I think the Rhode Island, maybe, right?
Well, they've been announced, but they won't be playing next year. They just barely got announced, I believe. So it'll still be a while for them. USL Pro Iowa, I know they've been making some strides. I don't believe they're going to be starting next year. I would like to say 2024 for USL Pro Iowa. Aside from that, I mean, there may have been some expansion talk. I know more likely with League One and League Two, but as far as League Championship, The closest one's getting ready to start is going to be Queensboro at the moment. I'm not sure if there's any other big expansion talk. I mean, you do hear it here and there. I know by 2025, New Orleans will be joining because, of course, our pal. Sorry, just getting a little bit of feedback. But yeah, I mean, we definitely know New Orleans is going to be starting out. That's going to be an interesting side to see. But yeah, we'll even bring it up here as I unplug my headphone, which is making the robot sound.
Yeah. Oh, that's strange. Yeah, you're right. So it looks like Rhode Island is going to debut in 2024. Is from what it says here, which is going to be really cool. I mean, having a team over there too, especially since they don't have any other sports, right? As far as I know. And
yeah, Rhode Island doesn't really have a whole lot of sports, and then of course Warren Smith, our old friend, one of the Indomitable Godfathers, working his magic for New Orleans.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I know we talked about it offline how great it'll be to be able to travel there. And then Iowa, yeah, the other one that you mentioned. Let's see if it shows where they would be playing out
more than likely they'll probably be playing out of Des Moines. I mean, they already have a soccer following there with Des Moines Menace in League 2, I believe. But yeah, I mean, they'll definitely have a soccer market out there in Des Moines.
Okay, 2024 is also yeah, so it'll be interesting. I guess next season they're going to play with either reduced teams or, like you said, maybe talk about some maybe League One potential teams that might be able to make the move. I'm sure there's like plenty of them that could be there too. Possibly OKC, right? If they have the stadium situation resolved, they might be making a comeback. So yeah.
Yeah, so that could be the two that make up the deficit for the Eastern Conference, because technically before they went in the hiatus this year, they both Energy and FC Tulsa were playing both in the Eastern Conference. So, but that is another thing. We also do have the former Austin Bold FC. They're relocating to Fort Worth. I haven't seen anything new on them as of late, but that's another item I'm gonna have to look into, because I mean, it would be great to have a USL team in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I've got a friend that lives out in Coppell. I'll have to see if she's interested in going to a match out there.
Yeah, that would be great. Have another team in Texas too, since we know it's after California. I mean, that's another state that is big on soccer. So that would be good too. And I'm sure, yeah, I mean, they would be replacing Los Dos, which is the only remaining MLS affiliated team, as far as I know. Yeah.
In the Western Conference, yep.
Yeah, so yeah, not that much changes in the Western Conference, but yeah, I mean, we'll welcome more teams. I mean, I'm waiting to see a team in like Oregon, Washington again. Hey, let's get more teams over here on this side on the West Coast.
There is Spokane. I'm not sure where all these teams are coming from now that I remembered in the past. Spokane is looking to start. They're definitely getting a W League team, and I believe League One. But I know they definitely want to try to get a championship team out there. But yes, that is going to be another team we'll be looking for soccer from soon.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, hopefully they're not too close to Seattle. I'd have to look at the map too. But yeah, I mean,
well, right now Spokane, Washington, it is very farther from.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, I mean, you want to be as far as possible from Seattle. Otherwise, it's like, would it make sense? But yeah, if it's far, then great, because they can help the other side of the state be able to also watch professional soccer and have their own local team, rather than having to support a team that is like on the other side. Cool. Well, yeah, should be great. Interesting new teams coming through, and I really hope the Hawaii team gets to be a reality. I mean, I know.
I can't wait for that.
Dream Hawaii. Because Hawaii desperately needs a soccer team here.
Hmm. Yeah, hopefully so. I mean, we know. Well, sign us up to go to an away game there if if it happens.
Yeah, the only downside is if we think it's bad trying to wake up early for an East Coast game for Republic FC, imagine if we have to play an early evening match in Honolulu, because there's a big time difference between Hawaii and Sacramento or Phoenix. Because by the time it's just getting dark here or already is dark, it's still light out there. I mean, it's even worse if you're an East Coast Republic FC fan trying to watch a match that taking place in Hawaii. That's just as bad as me trying to stay up watching Australian rules football. I mean, 1 a.m. Saturday morning, trying to stay up and watch a Port Adelaide Power match. So be prepared once Hawaii does get their USL club going.
Yeah, they're 3 hours behind us, right? So basically, almost like us and East Coast, right? So we would have to stay up until like 10, 11 to watch the start of the game, right? Because games would probably start at like 10 or 11.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess. Or either that or we travel there, right? And we don't have to stay up. And we'll be able to do that too.
If we can, yeah, that's great. That's one thing. I mean, and I definitely know Southwest goes to Hawaii, but not everybody's gonna be just as fortunate.
Yeah, oof, yeah.
And it costs
It'd be pretty expensive.
reasonably high.
Yeah, it would probably would be. Yeah. I feel like I would go at least once though. Try and save up. Maybe not go to any other away game, but have that one for sure there. But changing subjects over to tomorrow's game and Oakland. We mentioned it before, right? Oakland surprisingly beat San Diego. Not just beat them, but at San Diego away 3-1 in a comeback win. And we know it's never easy to actually get a comeback win against San Diego, right? Especially when they are winning at home. And they managed to pull that. And I mean, this is quite a motivated team, even though, we look at their recent results. I mean, they tied against Detroit, tied against Phoenix, lost against Las Vegas. They hadn't won since July 16th. And we know the issues that happened with their head coach getting snatched from Phoenix, right? And despite all the issues going on and whatnot, they managed to just pull an amazing win against San Diego. And I think inspirational for us when we play against San Diego, since they beat them. But I guess when we get there, we'll see how everything is. But what do you guys think? I mean, this is a team that is definitely motivated with the now their coach is gone, right? They have another coach now, and they're not far from playoff territory, and they know that they have to win, right? Because they have Phoenix and Monterey behind them, right? And if they don't get points, then they could find themselves lower in the table.
Yeah, exactly right. Because I recall the moment on Wednesday night's game between Oakland and San Diego, when Oakland Roots hired for this brand new interim coach. I know his name is Noah Delago. He is pretty much more like a competent head coach in the interim to play Oakland Roots, because he knows about the quality of a team in it. I'm surprised. 3 goals for Oakland Roots. It is an incredible bounce back win between Juan Carlos, Emra Comenta, because I know he is a former Republic FC player for a long time, and of course Rito. He is pretty great from the 2-minute score at the time. So yeah. I'm surprised Oakland has finally bouncing back from a win over a San Diego Loyal, because I know Guanchi has gone a lot more highs and lows while playing in Oakland, but this kind of been, yeah, I know Guanchi because he's kind of been doing well in Oakland, but he kind of misses coming back to Phoenix. Yeah, it is a completely surprising move because
Ooh,
I know
think,
he really
sorry, Wilma. I think we can't hear you clearly now.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
here you go.
Yeah, because I've been stand a little bit far away. Oh yeah, and by the way, after freeing those, after the aftermath of the of that former head coach Guan Ji, because he wanted to play Oakland so well, but unfortunately he never played so excitingly at this time because he got like several draws and losses in the past, but he really wanted to be playing with Phoenix Rising a bit better actually. So he did actually. So hopefully hopefully for that interim coach for the Oakland Roots for Miller, I think he will be doing all right actually.
Yeah, I've been hearing rumblings that the new Oakland Roots coach actually won't be on the sideline when they play against Rising FC. I believe that is September 10th or so. So that's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, this whole dramatic situation, I'm sure it has had to build some drama between Phoenix and Oakland. I mean, the potential of tampering, perhaps, although apparently there's not a real big punishment for it in the USL compared to, say, the NBA. But that's definitely going to be match of the week to watch on ESPN Plus, just to see how all that turns out after Phoenix has gotten their new coach.
True, yes, because I know Guan Ji has coming back to Phoenix Rising to become as an official head coach, and now between him, including the former team, this is going to be the very bloodiest match of all. A conflict, a Game of Thrones type like match.
And we don't even need HBO Max for it. We just have ESPN Plus.
Yeah. Or the local channel, right, Jared? I don't know if the local station still passes the Phoenix games, but
they actually show the Phoenix Rising FC matches on Valley Sports Arizona. It used to be Fox Sports Arizona, but they updated their name with a change of ownership about a year ago. As far as Oakland, I believe they're going to show them on Coffee 20, right?
No, I think it will be also aired on a KTVU Plus actually.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm still going to call it KICU 36. I don't care. I grew up with that.
It is Fox 2 broadcast coming from San Francisco, Oakland, actually.
Yeah, I mean, because back in the day when it was KICU 36, they were actually based out of San Jose, but then, affiliations change, and now, like William said, it's pretty much a KTVU Plus, just an additional channel. So, just memories.
Yeah, that's why San Francisco broadcast has to change drastically.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll be keeping a close eye on the Phoenix against Oakland game on September 7th. It's going to be the on Saturday too, and we have a game that day as well, right? Granted, ours starts at 7 p.m. against Ludon, so if you want to flip the channels at halftime for our game and see how things are going over there, that's going to be an interesting one. But let's just say their new head coach, former Oakland coach, should be really glad that the game is not in Oakland. I could not imagine how that would be like to literally go to the stadium where you were a coach for, right, to the home venue, literally weeks ago, and now be the opposition. Ooh, that would be worse than a former player coming to play against you at his old home.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah, because that's never happened before. Not at all.
I know some players from Oakland Roots are pretty pissed off, actually.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, the fact that he's been coaching them, trying to get them up to speed, and now he just basically jumped ship. I mean, didn't even wait till the end of the season. He started negotiating right then and there in the middle of the season. And I mean, the time when your club needs you the most, you just go ahead and dip and head over to Phoenix. I mean, there's definitely more to it than we're seeing on the surface. I mean, that's all I can put it on him. That's from what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I feel like something must have happened, because for a coach to just like betray your team like that, and move on to another team, and not just any other team, and not just any other team in the West, but a team that they're directly competing for to get into the playoffs. I think that's what makes it the worst. And I don't know about you guys. I mean, yeah, if I was a Roots fan, I would be really pissed off, right? Because here goes your coach that the whole season kept saying he had faith in you guys. And I was seeing an Instagram post he made. I don't know when it was, if it was recently or at the beginning of the season, but posting this inspirational messages, right, for Roots, and how you're supposed to defend your team and all that, and to have all those words, all those grateful words through the organization which you're a coach for, and then just dip like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's any problems that went on or what, but you'd figure it's like at the very least stay until the end of the season and then drop out after, right? But at least honor your contract, stay there. If you drop out after, no one's gonna leave like hating you, right, in the city where you were a coach at. But when you do this, it's like, man, it's not a good image on you, right? And even on Phoenix too, right? Because it's like you guys could have just had an interim coach at the time, or I don't know, maybe just get another coach somewhere in the area, right? If you already want this guy to be your coach, then talk about it for next season and kind of do it that way, right? And maybe it's on the USL to establish a more firm rule, right? That you can't be transferring coaches like mid-season, right? It's one thing to transfer players, but do not transfer coaches, because that is weird. I know you mentioned, Jared, you've seen it once. I've never seen it before. Any league, a coach jump from one team to the other team mid-season. Never seen that in the same league.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say it's rampant in the NBA, but we're hearing a lot more cases of teams getting fined for tampering, basically discussing transactions outside trading times, or not in the proper channel, things like that. And from what I've read, apparently the USL doesn't really have a big punishment as far as potential tampering goes. I mean, the NBA, it used to be fairly recent that small markets were getting more in trouble with it. I know Sacramento Kings recently got in trouble by way of the Milwaukee Bucks for trying to set up a transaction before it was time. But now you see even the bigger markets like the New York Knicks, they recently got busted for tampering. So as far as on the USL championship level, it's probably because of the fact that it's so rarely seen or even heard about that it's still kind of sending shockwaves through the league, but no real punishment. So something like this, I mean, the fact that Phoenix was in cahoots with Juan G, and Juan G was just so ready to dip. I mean, this definitely sounding very sus to me.
Yeah, very suspicious. And even I did recall that moment during the second game against Sacramento, he did previously receive a yellow card for the first time, because I thought the coaching with the Oakland Roots, that is a complete different atmosphere, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah, like we said, check out the game on September 10th, shortly after the Republic game ends. Watch those last 20-30 minutes or so, because it's those players with the Roots, they're going to be so motivated to beat Phoenix. Let's just say they're going to be more motivated to beat Phoenix than Sacramento was after the famous Asante handball incident. I think this one's even higher than that, because This is a betrayal, literally happening right there. So
And I'm sure Jared will be able to see that game on September 10th, right?
Well, I mean, we've actually cut the cord, but with the Xbox app for ESPN Plus, you can actually multicast matches. So you have it just like how Dish Network or DirecTV has their sports mix channels. You can have 2, 3, 4 matches going at once, and you just hover over which match you want to hear the audio from. So technically, I could have Republic FC here, and then the Phoenix Rising match here. So if there's a lull in action in one, I can go to the other and just kind of go back and forth. So really, that in itself makes it worth the $8 or $9 or however much they're charging for it now. So I'll give them that.
Yeah, exactly right. And by the way, on the same day, Sacramento, they will be battled against Loudoun United once again.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting too. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too, Jared. I wish that they would also have that for like the TV app. The mobile app would probably be a little more challenging, but they should definitely integrate it for the TV app too. Because I have an Xbox too. I could play it on my Xbox. I've never played it on the Xbox, but if you don't have one, I think they should offer that option for people.
Yeah,
too. So,
that would definitely be nice.
Yeah, or even maybe just in general, ESPN Plus could just offer it. It doesn't even have to be just the USL games. So that could be.
Yeah, because it's for really any event. I mean, whatever's playing live right now. I mean, you could have a USL match here. You could have a Major League Lacrosse match here, baseball here, and Sports Center in the other one. I mean, it just depends on what all is live at that time. You can do up to 4 screens of live events.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Well, then ESPN Plus needs to add it on the TV too as well, if it's possible on Xbox. Cool. Well, moving over to Sacramento and looking at our recent games. What's the form that we have coming onto this game? We know, unfortunately, Jared witnessed the loss 2-1 against Las Vegas last Saturday. But before that, we know we had a really great game beating Colorado 3-0. Before that, we lost at Monterey 1-0. But then before that, we had tied against RGB Toros. So, last 4 games, it's been 1 win, 2 losses, 1 tie. Not as great, right? I mean, those 2 losses were tough on us, right? There were teams that were below us on the table. But I think a positivity thing to say is that, those were away games. We're now back at home. We did good in the last home match. I think it's been a while since we've actually lost at home. I think since the Birmingham game, if I'm not mistaken.
That's the only. Yeah, I think that was the last one that we lost at home. Actually, the first one of the season.
Oh yeah, first. That's true. Good point. First one of the season. So, that's what we have going on for us. So we should hopefully try and get a good result in the game tomorrow there as well. But looking ahead, not just that, right? So we also have a game against Louisville City before the Cup final. So we know it's going to be next Saturday in a game that we're not going to have too much expectations for, right? Because we know it's going to be one of those games where you're going to have a lot of players that don't normally see minutes playing that match. And after that, September 7th, it's right here. We can almost already see it. September 7th there. The game at 5 p.m. local time here with us, right? 8 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we play against Loudoun United, hoping that we get to see Hayden Sargis make a return, right? Unless he gets called up to DC United. But if not, Hayden will be back at Hart-Held Park. So yet another former Sacramento guy coming back to Hart-Held Park to play. And then after that, we get another home game against Orange County. It's a Sunday game at 2 p.m. start time for all those of you who can't make it to Saturday games. You have another game there, and I believe there's another one after that against Pittsburgh that will be on Sunday. And then San Antonio, we travel over their first place team Not going to be an easy match. It's going to be pretty tough. But we have that, and then we get Phoenix at home. Sadly, on a Wednesday. It's one of those games you wish was on a Saturday, but I guess it is what it is. And then we travel to SoCal against Los Dos, October 2nd. And then, as I mentioned, another Sunday game against Pittsburgh Riverhounds on October 9th. And then we end the season, as we talked about earlier, against San Diego Loyal. So we're going to have tough teams, right? I mean, I know if we look at what could be considered an easier team, it would probably be Ludon. But other than that, I mean, all the other teams, they're doing pretty good in playoff zone already, or trying to make it to playoffs. So it's going to be a challenging end of season. That's why you got to get the points tomorrow, so you don't have to worry as much.
Yeah, that is a long string of tough teams. Oh, and Los Dos too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, those also trying,
including the Oakland Cup Finals too as well. This is the top priority game that they are mostly focused on.
Yeah, and we know it's not going to be an easy game. Oakland has always given us a challenge. In fact, we haven't beaten them yet, right? And it's been mostly ties, with the exception of that the last game I believe we played against them, right? Where they did manage to get the win. Was it the last one? I think it was the last one.
No.
Oh, okay, it was the draw. Was it before that one?
Yeah, because this last time we played them, that was when Rodrigo, when Roro assisted on the Luis Felipe score at the practically death minute. So yeah, the win was for Oakland was from last year.
Oh, it was last year. Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay, yeah. So this year, it's just been those two ties. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough game. So basically, tomorrow we decide who wins the series there. But definitely, we need to be out there motivated to try and beat them, so we can finally say that we've beaten them. But again, not going to be an easy match. It's going to be one of those close matches too, like the matches usually are with them. But taking a look at the players, and this is something that I know I keep mentioning it each time, right? But want to hear everyone's thoughts on goalkeeper tomorrow, Danny V or Carlos. Who do you start?
I'll go with you, Jared, because I know you are the expert.
Well, I mean, Carlos did have a great game this last one, but I think that we've had enough rest for some of the first shift folks. So I would definitely say Danny V is going to be starting this one. Carlos, I would say that they're going to save him for Louisville, given the fact that the Louisville match is 4 days prior to the Open Cup final. So I would definitely say Danny V today, Carlos against Louisville City.
Yeah, exactly right, Jared. So yes, I will follow yours, Jared. So Danny V for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say the same thing. I know normally I'm the one that says the opposite on this one too, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna need a strong goalkeeper tomorrow with Danny V, and not that Carlos isn't. I think Carlos can be capable of playing against any team, but given the fact that I do think also Carlos is gonna be starting against Louisville, it's got to be Danny, and you gotta let him start, give him those minutes, and then give him a good week and a half of rest, and making sure he's at his top level on September 7th. So yeah, it's going to be interesting too. But if we see Carlos start tomorrow, that's going to be interesting too, if it happens, because then it's going to make us question, like, okay, so are we going to see him against Louisville? And yes, we want Danny to make sure he's got plenty of rest, but I don't know if I want him to have almost 2 weeks rest. That seems like a long time of inactivity, but we'll see. So aside from Danny V, who else do you guys have in your starting 11 tomorrow? Who do you want to see on the pitch?
Well, I'll go first. So I know Roro might be in here, and also I got Ben, Jack. I what else I got? Ducky Jr. Ducky Jr. That is also there. Techno, I think he's an excellent player, and you can also bring Malik Foster on it because I know Malik can handle this play very well. Often, so I think that might be some potential. And also, I would like to add on the mix either to add a luck roster and for this player is either go. I think I go with Damian. So that's all I gotta say. There are some possibilities on starting left for the guys to back them up.
Okay, I was muted myself. Yeah, well, we lost your audio there for a little bit. William, I don't know if the microphone was.
Oh yeah, because I thought
Okay, no, it's better. Okay.
close enough. Yeah. So yeah, I think that there will be possibly from Roro, then Jack, Malik Foster, then Akeko, Dom, Gamia, Mad Lacrosse, Lee Desmond. Yeah, there's so many good players out there. So I think that's all I gotta say, though.
Well, we also then need to figure out the status for Lee Desmond because I believe he was hurt recently, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was a long time ago, but I think he may come back to it, right?
Yeah, because I think his injury was fairly recent. I mean, that's why we haven't really seen him on at least one or two past matches or so. So I think he's probably recouping that. But you know, we'll see how it goes with the injury list and whoever starts. Now, as far as my starting 11, I mean, I would definitely love to see Roro because I don't feel this is going to be a rotation match. This is going to be a first level match. So I would definitely like to see Roro. Malik starting would be great. Dan Casey, of course, you know, got to get him in there with as much as he puts his body on the line. Wouldn't mind seeing Dougie again. He's actually been doing pretty well past few matches.
Yeah.
Deshaun, I can see him maybe getting minutes. I don't know if he's going to be starting, but you know, he's definitely shown some premise here and there.
What about Bauer?
Yeah, he's been putting in minutes. I mean, he's been helpful in a lot of situations, especially last match. So I can see him starting. Okay, looks like Tina got some clarification here. So apparently there was nobody on the injury list last match. So maybe he was just unavailable for personal reasons or just, well, who knows. Thank you, Tina. Always appreciate that. Yeah, definitely would like to see some Malik. Josh would be a good one as well.
Archman.
Perhaps. I mean, I love the energy he brings. You know, it would definitely be great if he got in there. He's going to at least definitely play second half. I know that much.
And finally, what about Conor Donovan?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would like to see him in there. I don't know if he's actually going to be actually starting 11, but would be great to have him get some minutes in that match, whether it be starting or sub or rotation.
Yeah, there are things that are getting so random right now. So I remember the last time when they were playing Oakland Roots from the second of 3 games. I think they were there. And I think the third game for the final beginning tomorrow, it can be a little bit shuffling. Sure.
Yeah, and I think that this deep run in the U.S. Open Cup is really, it's kind of a double-edged sword. I mean, on one side, it's allowing our full team to get minutes. It's like everybody's getting minutes, whether it be having the rotation squad on or the first shift folks. I mean, it definitely has advantages and disadvantages. I mean, the disadvantage, of course, having to take our first team off when we kind of need them, but the fact that they've been playing so many games in 2 weeks, so many games in 3 weeks, things like that. This whole schedule has been throwing everybody off, but somehow this Republic FC squad this season has been weathering it, and you know, I praise them on that. It's not an easy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jared, because yeah, I mean they've had an insane amount of games, and I mean I'll venture to say that no other Republic team has ever had that many games before happen all at once, right? Because we've never made it, you know, this far in the cup before. So yeah, I mean it's been a lot different too, but yeah, I mean as far as my players go for the starting 11, you know, I'd be replaying a lot of the players that were in the game against Colorado Springs, right? So you had, of course, you mentioned already Denny and goalkeeper out back, Dan Casey, Conor Donovan, Josh Bauer, Jacker, midfield Matt LaGrassa, Luis Felipe, Damia, Gecko, Malik Foster, and Roro. I think I would probably start with those guys too, and leave Dougie on the bench, have him actually be a rotation player as well. And also Luther, right? Rotate both of them in the game too. But we know Dougie gives you something else when he's rotated into the match, and we've already mentioned it before, right? We've seen him. So I think it'd be good to let Malik start again. I'm all for getting that speed right away, and he's shown that, you know, he could be a great starter as well. And against Oakland, we're gonna need as much speed as possible because you know they're pretty good also at having speedy players too, and he's gonna want to you know take advantage of that too, and whatnot too. But yeah, that's what I got for mine. So
Definitely.
that'll be that. We'll see who ends up starting tomorrow, if we see any surprises, or if we see the same lineup we saw already in the past. All right. Well, moving on to prediction time. And as I always say, right, we do have our podcast predictions already in place. Jared said a 2-2 tie with Duke scoring. If Duke's not available, then Keiko would score. And then I said 3-2 with Roro scoring first. And if he's not available, then Keiko getting the goals. So yeah, we got a lot of goals here, but we want to hear yours, William. What's your score, and who do you got scoring first?
Well, the first game tied 1-1. Second game tied again for 3-3. But right now, with the brand new interim head coach for Oakland came in, it's definitely much more like a surprise treat. So with that in mind, for the start for the Roots, for the start for the Sac Republic, I say I'll go with the score of Tina's Arise for 2-1. So I think this might be a very close call match. So I'm guessing it's not the other way. And my first goal prediction, I think this is going to get a little bit interesting to this time, because I know Roro can be able to hit the goal, but I just wanted to see a Ducky's first goal. I think that might be some possibility.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, getting 2 goals in 2 straight games. I mean, that would be great for him to lift his confidence up and make sure that, you know, he's at the top of his game on September 7th. So
yeah, exactly right. But I'm just still interested in my mind, because I know Jacker is he is a great Englishman striker in the house. So I'm sure he maybe find some confidence for him to be getting his first goal of the season. I think that would be a surprise treat.
Yeah, he needs it. He's been wanting it. He's had close opportunities. I mean, Jacker needs to get a goal, and I don't know when it's gonna happen. I dream of it happening September 7th. Because imagine how great that would be. It's like, hey, he might have not scored any other game, but he scored in the game that we all really wanted anyone to score from Sacramento, right? And he ends up getting the goal, and let alone if it's the winning goal. I mean, man, make a statue for Jacker and Sac if that happens. Heck, anyone who scores, if we win on September 7th, I don't know. You got to treat him like royalty in Sacramento. Give him the keys to the city. Talk to the mayor, and make sure it's national. Whoever scores a goal day, right, in Sacramento. Just name streets after them. I don't know. Do a lot of things.
It's a possibility, but that could be a prediction.
Yeah. Well. Interesting predictions. Well, we'll see. We'll see who gets it too. Sharon predicted 2-0. So you got 2-0, 2-1. Tina and William. Again, Jared 2-2. I say 3-2. Yeah, I think someone's gonna get it. I mean, that's a lot of different score. Unless it's a 0-0 or a 1-1, someone or a 1-0, but someone's gonna get it.
With that one key is out, and then Noah it is in for Oakland, it will be kind of bit interesting to see what does happen next, beginning tomorrow. If he is going to improve his Oakland team or not. So only time will tell.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Cool. Well, everyone, if you have not followed us yet on social media, please follow us too, especially on Instagram. That's the place that you definitely want to be following us on, because we're going to be doing a lot of Instagram live shows, and we keep mentioning it over and over again. But once Labor Day hits, you're going to see a live show in the morning featuring Sharon and I as we wait in San Francisco Airport to be on our way to Orlando. And then once we're in Orlando, I think we might even do one there as well when we arrive there. And then definitely Tuesday night, we're going to have a town hall live show. It'll likely start at 8 p.m. Eastern, which 5 p.m. here. So we'll likely have that for the first time. It'll be actually us three, Sharon, Jared, and I, at the same spot. And even not just that, right? For the first time in general with the podcast live show, we'll be there too. And I just got a microphone that actually picks up sound from everyone. So it's going to be great. We're still trying to find a venue. So anyone who is going, we'll let you know. I hope that the venue that we're trying to hopefully get allows more people to be there too, so we can actually make more of a formal announcement. And if anyone wants to join us there and be an actual audience there, that would actually be really awesome too. That way, everyone could give us their predictions, or we could hear your thoughts, or you could join us there as well and hop on our screen, and we'll see how much people we could fit on the screen, because screen size might be a bit small. I mean, just to show you guys how that would look like, I'll re-add you guys here right now quickly, but it would look like this right here. So I'm trying to figure out, see if they can actually change it so we can get the old school view of just having the full video camera. But if not, we'll just have our background there, and there's the screen that everyone will be able to see there. But we're really excited. Again, follow us on all the platforms, because when we do the town hall, it'll be as usual: Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. But Instagram is going to have the Instagram lives, and on Wednesday we're going to be doing quite a few of those too, leading up to the game throughout the day. If we're eating somewhere, we might just do a live. When we go to Publix, we might do a live so everyone can hear our thoughts on those subs that Jared keeps talking about. So
yes, folks, there will be an indomitable mukbang. We're gonna hit up Wawa. We're gonna hit up Publix, and I gotta get them exposed to the elite tier of food that is Pub Subs and Wawa. and I'm sure Danny V will appreciate it. In fact, Danny V, like I said a week or so ago, if you win it for us, I got you at Wawa. So, take advantage of it while you're here, and while you're there in Orlando.
Oh yeah, but we got to find out when the team leaves, and then maybe you could stop by in the morning early and get him a sub and give it to him so you can enjoy it on the way home.
Yeah, we'll see about that. And then also going past the Open Cup, there is a strong possibility that we're going to be doing a episode with a Phoenix Rising FC podcast closer to the match there in late September on a Wednesday. So we're also looking to have them join us on the live town hall the night before. So since they're closer to me, time is obviously not going to be a big factor, but it's going to be a first. And yes, I will try to keep it clean. Stressing the word try.
I'll have the beep ready if needed. Yeah, that should be good too. And also, now that we're talking about guests too, and I won't reveal this player's name, right? Because I want to keep it as a surprise. But let's just say we're really excited for this interview. But we are going to be interviewing this weekend a current Sac Republic player, and it'll be a part of our special series of podcasts, live shows leading up to the Cup final. And so be on the lookout, because that podcast is going to be posted on Wednesday morning is when we're going to be posting that one, but we're recording it this weekend. So it's going to be great. And we have a lot of things planned, especially once it's a week before the Cup final. So as of Wednesday, all the way to 8 p.m. September 7th, 8 p.m. Eastern, I should say, September 7th. We're going to have a lot of things going on, podcasts, live shows, lots of things there. Also, we are going to have on the podcast, and this episode's probably going to drop either Friday or Saturday, one of those 2 days. We're going to have a fellow podcast show in Orlando City fans called the Lion's Den Podcast. They're going to be joining us on State of the Republic to actually talk to us about Orlando and what we can expect from them. So that's one podcast you'll also want to listen to, so you can know what to expect from Orlando, what players to be on the lookout for, what their form is like in MLS currently, and more insights from them. So shout out to them for being on the show. We're going to be recording that podcast sometime this week, but it'll drop closer to the end of the week or next weekend. So yeah, lots of things going on. We're hyped up. This is going to be bigger than any other preview cup week that we've had before, because it's the final, and when it's the final, you gotta do a lot more things when it's the final. I mean, you gotta be partying before, just because it's a party just being in the final. So yeah, we can't wait because, like I mentioned before, less than 2 weeks, and I don't know about you guys, right? I mean, I keep looking at the calendar each day, and you almost this is gonna be funny, but for any of you who played FIFA, and especially if you played manager mode or career mode, I should say, that you could skip weeks, right? If you're just like, you know what, forget the games, I'm just gonna simulate the games. That's what I want to do with the calendar. It's just like, you know what, forget all that. Take me to Labor Day. I want to be in Orlando already. And let's simulate the next 2 games. Hopefully we get some points. That's all that matters in the next 2 games. But yeah.
I kind of want to do that with my flight to Orlando that Tuesday. I mean, great, because I'm going to be leaving at 5-something in the morning and making a connection in Austin. I mean, just auto simulate me to when I land at MCO.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah. You know what? I would simulate me to land also, because flight's going to be pretty far for all those of us going from Sacramento or San Francisco in my case too, because it's going to be like 5 hours and a half. So it's going to be quite a flight there and back as well. Again, for those of us who are taking a direct flight, or if you're taking a connecting flight, then could even be a longer total flight time. But yeah.
And nothing a little breakfast brisket and barbecue won't fix, I hope.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be good. Oh, we're going to be eating a lot of food over there. Oof. There's
Oh,
going to be a lot of
yes.
things. Orlando is known for having a lot of good spots, and if any of you are going and you want recommendations, let us know. We're actively getting recommendations from friends that we have that live in the state too, and so if you want some, hey, we'll share some of those recommendations that we've heard, or heck, if you want to join us as well, let us know. I know on the day of the game, we haven't really quite planned out exactly what we're gonna do, but I know we're gonna be eating a lot and just kind of hanging around downtown. And so if you're going on your own, or if you're just going with a friend or two, and you're like, hey, we want to be in a larger group, send us a message. We'll more than gladly, have you join our group, and be with us as we get ready for the game. And if you want to go with us to the game as well, then hey, we're going to be going straight to the game after we get food. So yeah, just let us know. Hey, we'll have a large group out there, not only at the stadium, but around the stadium. So yeah, a lot of things. And send us a message if you think about it last minute and you're like, oh shoot, I forgot. I'll be checking my messages too, so feel free to message the socials. Cool. Well, with that being said, it's been great, guys. Let's look forward to tomorrow, and to the following week. It's going to be an interesting week as we prep for the September 7th. So any last words, William, Jared, before we end the show tonight?
I say, let's go Republic.
All right, folks, this is the last home match before Louisville and Orlando, so we need everybody showing up, especially the fact that it's against Oakland. So it's at our Heart Health Park. Get out there if you can. It's going to be great weather, and go Republic.
Awesome. Yeah, glad to hear that. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Next town hall will be in Orlando, so it's great to be able to say that. So everyone, have a great night. See you next week. Be sure to listen to the podcast. Again, we'll drop the next episode post Oakland Sunday night, and then keep listening to the podcast during the week, because we're gonna have plenty of interesting episodes dropping this week as well. So see everyone, and as always, Vamos Republic. Let's get those 3 points.
Speaking of three, I got 3 words. Cue the music.
Adios.